everyone. I have a little haul. Well, it's actually, I think there are quite a few items in here, but they're all small, so they came in this tiny little box, which is super sweet. I think in history of ordering from Jackson, this is like the smallest box I received. So yeah, let's just go ahead and have a look at them. Now, my boys are about to come back soon from tennis, so I hope I will have time to swatch these as well, otherwise I'd need to do it on another day. But so what do we have here? I have two Molotov markers, just a couple more colors. So here is the Signal White. I wanted to compare it. This is obviously a slightly, oh no, this is the thinner nib, so this is 1.5 as opposed to, let me grab you, where's the tin? So I have moved my Molotov into a tin for now, just to trying to figure out where to keep all of them. I like to have them in one place. So yeah, these were the 2mm. All of those that I have are 2mm, and I decided to try the finer point. And yeah, so I want to compare it to the one that I like using. I don't have it to hand right now, but it's basically the white in Uniposca, and the nib size is 0.7mm, it says here, and then it's a PC1 MR. So yeah, I just wanted to see the opacity levels because I have been enjoying the Molotov in general. I wanted to see their white in comparison. Next color I have here is their orange. Now I got that also in 1.5. and that would be for detail work, so I'm thinking of creating like a ornamental pattern or something like that, or for doodling. Mainly I wanted to use it for like textile design for my doll illustrations. That's that. Let's see, then we have a few boxes here. These are recycled, so I've got a few more colors of the beloved, they have become beloved, the Holbein Acryla Gouache. Now, I love them very much. So I have light blue, shell pink, and ultramarine deep. I have shell pink in a watercolor from gouache, and I think I might have the shell pink in a pencil as well, but I didn't have it in gouache, so I wanted to have this paint. And yeah, so these are lovely colors. It's a beautiful blue. Oh, it's not focusing. There we go. So it's beautiful. The ultramarine is something I always kept saying I didn't like it as a color on its own, but it's good for mixing. In this instance, I actually want to use it on its own. I think it's so beautiful. There's something happened to me with the blues. I wouldn't say this year because it's quite recent that I am feeling quite comfortable with the blues, and I'm sort of craving them actually. I'll show you something. So here's a little page where I introduce blues, and I love it so much that I want to create a large scale painting, because there is actually a naked IKEA frame, a gold thin frame, which is quite large, hanging in the one of the downstairs rooms, and it's been hanging there for, I'd say, about a year now, and it needs a painting, and I just haven't been feeling inspired. I sort of knew what I wanted, but not quite. So this is what I want to create, similar to that maybe, in a large scale. And so yeah, blues are something that I'm feeling a lot more drawn to, and very specific blues. So there you go. So those are the colors. And there's another one here, which is the blue-green. Then I got a couple of the Caran colors. I love this color palette here. So we have, I think it's all Neocolor II, except for this chartreuse green. So this is A1. So we have white, and then we have burnt sienna. Somehow I didn't have burnt sienna. I couldn't understand why on earth I didn't have burnt sienna, but it looked like I didn't. Then, actually, let me see. I think this is empty, yeah. So, for the minute, I had them arranged in this little box I had here. This is the Schmincke, what is it? Let me see. It's from that, one of their new watercolor sets, you know, the tubes that they came out with the granulation. But I don't think it's going to work anymore because it's not flat enough. I need to find like maybe an acrylic or something box that would arrange them like that. I like seeing them in one layer, all of the colors, and yeah, so that would be quite good. Anyway, so those are the colors, and yes, I don't have burnt sienna. The color that I did have, I'm not sure what happened, and I was really surprised that I thought I didn't have it. Either I misplaced this crayon when I was ordering and I didn't see it, because burnt sienna is something I would have gone for the first, like in first instance. So this is burnt sienna, so I now have a second one. God knows why, but that's the case. I also have a few other colors here. So these are grays, and I have a light gray, a beige, and a Payne's gray. So I didn't have grays in this color palette, which I think would work so beautifully now, sitting like this. And my entire house is decorated in all sorts of shades of gray, so it's a color that I love. This is a beautiful color, and I'm not sure, lemon yellow, it existed in the water soluble crayon, but I really like the idea of it actually being non-water soluble, so that I can use it and then apply watercolor on top and have this beautiful chartreuse color come through from underneath. So I think that would be lovely. So that's that, and that is it. Actually, I thought I ordered a bit more. I thought I ordered some other colors or other mediums. Anyway, that's literally it. But what I also wanted to show you from another art supplies order, this was from Amazon. I ordered these babies, and I have already featured them on my Instagram. Where is the other one? Along with this. So what promoted this purchase was actually watching one of the latest videos from Lee, and she was using a marker, pigment marker from Winsor & Newton. I don't think she said what color it was, and I couldn't see it anywhere, but I started guessing, and I guessed that it was green gold. I absolutely love that color, so I ordered it. And as I was ordering it or looking for it on Amazon, I also found another color which I thought would look nice, is coral. And then I also saw this set. Now, just to give you an idea, I think I paid something like up to £5 for each of them. And then I saw this set, which was under £10. It was 9 something on Amazon again. And I was just amazed how you can get 6 markers from Winsor & Newton with a plastic case and only like pay £9. So as it ends up, quite a few people on Instagram commented that apparently these were discontinued, something to do with their tip or something like that. And I can see why. I've done a nice little swatch video on Instagram, which you can go and have a look on Alyona Creates. So I've done a bit of playtime here. That's their white, which is a blender, which looked very strange because blenders usually tend to be clear so that you can actually blend one color into the other. This one changes the colors quite a lot. Otherwise, the colors are beautiful, but of course, the chisel tip creates these streaky marks, which are very difficult to work on. I mean, the pink was the best in terms of streakiness. I could get it quite smoothly laid, but the rest of them were still quite streaky. And the tip is quite robust. It's like this, basically. I think if we had a brush tip like the Copic marker or the Tombow one, they would be so good to use because the colors are beautiful. They're supposed to be 100 years of permanence if you use them and keep them in sort of gallery conditions, so they're completely light fast, which is great. And then on the other side there is a fine tip here like that. So I love the design of them, I love the look of them, I like that they're white and everything. But when it comes to this box, it's super fiddly, and once I started using them I found it incredibly irritating. So first of all, I couldn't figure out what to do with it. I thought that maybe you somehow clip it in here and make it stand up like that. Although it does say here on the box that you should keep them horizontally. And so then I figured out that possibly this tin is designed so that you can buy different sets and just clip this bit here possibly into here, so that they kind of layer like steps, and then you put them on your desk and have them facing you with the color number so that you can easily get them. This is my theory, I don't know. And then the other thing that I found annoying is that once you take the marker out, you have to find the perfect way for it to sit, so it's not that easy. And then of course if you misplaced the lid, you then have to kind of like, you know, reattach it, and I like the titles to face me, so the whole thing is just way too fiddly. So I'm not sure I would keep them in a box or not, but anyways, just wanted to let you know. Probably not very useful because these are discontinued anyhow, but if you fancy something that doesn't cost you a lot and has lovely colors, then yeah, why not? So the colors that you get in this set, this is the skin tone set. Let me just tell you. So you get a portrait pink, you get light sienna, parchment, burnt umber light, medium brown and white blender, and then the additional two colors were coral and green gold. Okay, so let's swatch them out. So I've got Neocolor I here first. It's the perfect warm toned light green. I love this color. Chartreuse green with a bit more yellow in there, I'd say. And it's not like neon or anything like that, because it almost looks like it on the camera. So that's that. Then we have, let's do them in order. I mean, white probably won't show up, but I'll just do it anyhow. This is such a clean, cool toned grey. Very contemporary. And then we have like a warm toned grey, but it's called beige, which is more of a taupey color. I used to have a nail polish this from Essie, I think it was something. Don't remember the name now, but very similar to that. Oops, my swatches are getting a bit smaller here. Alright, and then finally Payne's Grey, which is a beautiful tone, this one. Very nice. So there we go. Okay, Molotov markers. This one, again, white, probably no point swatching it, but I'll do it anyhow. So there are little balls in there, so just shake it up and that way you should get the paint moving. This is my first 1.5 Molotov nib. So I'm quite intrigued to see how thin it is. Okay, so it is super fine, mind you. It comes across thinner than the one I had from the Uniposca. Just trying to see, it's hard to see where exactly, I mean how much paint I loaded into the tip because it's white, so I'll sort that out later. It's definitely a fine tip. Now we do the same with orange, which should be a bit more straightforward. I should be able to see the color, obviously. A lot better. There we go. So it looks like we've got color, and I'm just going to do these fine stripes. So that's 1.5. With this nib, if you wanted to color a bigger area, you could still do it if you tilt the nib to the side like that, but they're not really designed for it, so you might be better off to buy a bigger tip of the color that you really enjoy using to use for larger areas, because otherwise you'll wear the tip, I would assume, quicker. Okay, quickly before my boys arrive, I have to swatch these colors with you. Okay, so let's do it. We've got shell pink. I'll just squeeze it out. Oh, didn't mean to squeeze that much out. Anyway, I'll do large swatches then. So this is no water, just the color on its own. Now, if you're new to acrylic gouache, it's basically a hybrid between a gouache paint and acrylic. So that's how they will behave. It behaves similar in terms of water solubleness while they're wet. So you can create that watercolory effect. But when they dry permanently, which makes them basically gives them that acrylic paint characteristic. So here, this blue, I love it. Love, love, love it. I tried to pull it out here a little bit just to see what it looks like with more water in there. Okay, next one. I'll do the Ultramarine Deep. It's a very beautiful, deep color. It's so striking. If you wanted to create a lot of drama or a lot of contrast in your work, this is a good color. What I always liked are those, you know, teapots or when they have the blue, the dark blue print or paint, like a pattern on the white. I always thought that looked so pretty. So that's where I was going with it. Again, because it has the acrylic component in there, make sure you work fast with it because it dries super fast. So I really like that, but it can sometimes work against you. Now this color, blue-green, I sort of bought to mix a little bit with other colors. But it does look fantastic on its own as well, as you can see here. Beautiful. I find it looks even more pretty when it's watered down. So like this. It's very glowy, very, very strong. There we go. So you can see this one is sort of almost dry completely now, where there was no water. And they dry to completely matte as well. But sometimes some colors have a bit of a gloss on them because of the acrylic component. All right, so let me just quickly title them and hopefully I can show you a quick close-up. Okay, so here are the close-ups. Actually, this orange looks really pretty once it's dried on the paper. It looks a bit harsh maybe in the inside the marker, or that's the feel I get from it, but it's actually very pretty. So here we have got lemon yellow, Neocolor I, super beautiful, warm yellow, or not warm, a cool yellow, green, chartreuse type of a color. A white, Neocolor II, the rest are all Neocolor II. Light grey, beige, and Payne's grey. In fact, I should really swatch it out, and I have dirty water in here. Let me just quickly change my water. Look at the color of the water from the mixing these colors. It's like a beautiful turquoise. Okay, so clean water, light gray. So once you add a bit of water, they become quite milky. Sometimes you can achieve this interesting look where when you use this crayon, Neocolor II that is, and add some watercolors over it, but don't sort of go over the line trying to activate the pigment. Rather, just kind of paint in your normal way. Sometimes you get to maintain the bit of line that you applied. So for instance, I don't know, let me just well, I'll show you two examples. I'll do a bit of a scribbly thing here, and then I always love to complicate things, don't I? Oh, where's some watercolor? Okay, I'm just going to grab the first palette. Sorry, this all is a bit rushed, but I can hear the boys parking outside now. So I'm just going to demonstrate this quickly here. So what you can see is a resist from the Neocolor I here. And this does not resist, but you still maintain the line. But if you wanted, you can mix the watercolor with the line, and then that creates a different look. So this is a really neat way of working with them. Okay, Signal White, Molotov, Dare Orange, Molotov, and then these three beautiful colors. Shell Pink, Light Blue, Ultramarine Deep, and Blue Green. And look at the beautiful flatness, or rather matteness is what I was going to say. And you still can get these watercolor effects with it. Beautiful hybrid paint. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Sorry it was rushed, but it was filmed on a Saturday, which I usually don't do. Have a lovely day, and I will see you soon.